Today I'm making red potato salad. We love red potato salad. The red potatoes are very silky when they cook up. They hold their shape very well, unlike some white and yellow potatoes, which kind of fall apart once they've been boiled. So we really like the red potatoes, and we leave the skin on. So here's what we are going to use as a guideline for our recipe today. We're going to take the number of people that we're feeding, which is 6, and we're going to tie that into our main ingredients. I have 4 general ingredients that I put into my potato salads, not including the dressing. So we use celery, potatoes, eggs, and pickles. Also, this is a genuine working kitchen, so that's for the chickens, and that's just soaking. But here we go. Potatoes. Make sure you wash your potatoes. I am in the camp of a little dirt never hurt, and we will be boiling them, so I don't scrub them really. I just kind of give them a good, finger scrub, I guess I would say, under some running water. So I take the number of people who will be here times 1.5. So basically each person gets 1.5 potatoes. If I've got some smaller ones, that can count as the half. So for 6 people, I'm going to do 9 potatoes. Works very well. These 2 were both fairly small, so it's actually 10 here today because most of them are this size. So that's that. Any of these like darker spots or bug spots, whatever, we're going to cut those out. So that doesn't get included. But 1.5 times potatoes. Celery, I'm going to do half, and we're going to dice it really fine. So for 6 people, I'm doing 3 full stalks of celery. Pickles, I do 1/3. So if there's 6 people, I'm doing 2 full pickles. And these are the big ones. If you wanted to do the spears, you would just have to figure out how many spears equated a pickle for that. Generally it's 4, but you'd have to figure that out yourself. Eggs, I'm going to do half. So I'm going to do 3 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and dice my potatoes and then transfer them into my pot. I already have the water in it, and then I put it on the stove with the water and the potatoes and then turn the burner on. Some people like to go ahead and just add it to boiling water. I find this works well for me because it's kind of hard to mess up, just like softening potatoes. And we're just going to sample them from time to time until they reach a desired softness. I did salt the water, and so I've got them on here on like a medium high, and I'm just going to check them every couple minutes until the potatoes reach a desired doneness. Once they do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw them over into the sink into a colander so I can rinse them with cold water and stop the cooking process. While they're heating up, I'm going to go ahead and prep everything else. Just wanted to share this really cool trick here for peeling eggs. So what I do with eggs that have been hard cooked, so these were steamed, not boiled, but same idea, is I whack both ends on the cutting board and then I roll it and the shells come right off. So this of course wouldn't work if you hadn't set them into cold water immediately after cooking them, but it works incredibly well for this. I had one little piece stick, but super easy, and you get great, beautiful, smooth eggs. Now that they've all been peeled, I'm going to go ahead and set these aside for the chickens for later. Got my eggs here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them as if I was making deviled eggs to go ahead and pop out the center so I can add that to our dressing, and then I'm going to go ahead and dice the whites. I've also got these other two ingredients I'm going to be adding today. They're completely optional. I have the onions here. They're technically a wild garlic, but I'm gonna be using those. I dehydrated the ends, so we'll have a video on that as well. And then we opened up this bag of shelf-stable bacon bits. Last night, the power was out all night, so we used this in our dinner. So I'm gonna just use up this as well. So these are both just, you can add what you want. Same with onion, that's something to taste. So if you really like oniony salad, that's up to you. The rest of these I just kind of use as the base, and then depending on who's eating it, I'll cater some of the other tastes around that. This one here is a great example of why it's actually wild garlic. You can see that clove starting to bud on the side. As far as seasonings for your sauce is concerned, you can kind of do whatever you want. The big things really is just mayo and mustard. Other than that, you can just kind of add what you want. For us personally, seasoning salt and pepper are always a big go-to. Then also today I'm adding fresh parsley and dill from our herb garden. We love dill in our potato salad, which is one of the reasons we add pickles. It's kind of weird, but we love it. One thing I've also been known to do in the past, if my dressing isn't stretching quite far enough, sometimes I'll add just a spoon or two of pickle juice to go ahead and thin it out. Don't forget to go ahead and get your potatoes cold as soon as possible to stop the cooking process. I rinsed them pretty well, but they're still steaming. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna chuck them in the freezer while I prep the dressing. The base of this dressing is mayonnaise, so you do need quite a bit, which might make some people uncomfortable. So I always like to make sure I've got enough. This is kind of one of those things where like more is better. I don't know. I'm excited now that we have chickens, we can start making our own mayonnaise. We didn't even have any in the pantry, so we actually bought this mayonnaise just for this salad. So that's probably what I'm gonna start with. I think it should be okay. It is a ton of potatoes, but we have lots of other things we're going to add. So we've got our egg yolks. We got some mustard, which we actually just bought this mustard as well. We just ran out, so all kinds of new stuff today. Kind of nice to replenish our condiments too, so that's good. Some people don't put mustard in their potato salad. It's a preference thing. I like a good bit, enough that it yellows the dressing. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead, go in with some pepper. We like our pepper heavy-handed in this house. We're definitely gonna be adding more, but pepper takes forever to grind, so I won't make you guys wait on that. And then we love our seasoning salt, so we're gonna put a good dash of that in as well. We've got our onions here. Our fresh herbs, which we went ahead and just coarsely chopped. And then I actually add my egg whites to our dressing as well. All right, so I added my pepper. One of the reasons I put the egg whites in here is because they just get really beat up, I feel like, if you add them in the bowl with the, I don't know, more solid ingredients. I'm not sure how to say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix all this together. There you have it. You could also use this to make egg salad if you had a lot more eggs. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull our potatoes from the freezer and go ahead and kind of gently toss them. If they're still steaming, I'll go ahead and put them back. If not, then I'm gonna go ahead and start incorporating our solid ingredients. Got our potatoes from the freezer. They are super, super cold. They actually started to freeze. And now comes the easy part. We just get to go ahead and combine everything we already started. I am so excited to share this with our family today. We're having 4 other family members over for Ronnie's birthday, just a little small gathering, and being able to serve them something that was partially made here on our homestead is so exciting. I can't wait until this fall when we'll be able to make this from things from our garden. So if you want to see that happen, make sure that you subscribe so that you can stay up to date on our journey. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.